Welcome back to New Wave Therapy. Bob Burdikin here, and today I'd like to share with you the experience that we've had with an Arabian mare. Now, we've been working with this mare for about 7 months, and she's basically on our maintenance program, which means we see her every 3 to 4 weeks, depending on what she needs. When we started working with this mare, we did discover that she was a bit of a diva, and she also had a tendency to hold in quite a bit, and didn't show any strong signs of being able to release her tension or her stress. Well, it was just last week that we were able to have her relax enough to be able to start to release a great deal, and in doing so, she became so involved in the session, it allowed us to get a video of her doing so, and that's what we want to share with you today.
Let me introduce you to Arowyn. She's a 9-year-old Arabian mare that's never been bred, and we've been working with her for the last 8 months and see her on a regular basis of every 3 to 4 weeks. And what you're seeing here is her most reactive session to date. Now, Arowyn was referred to us when the owner became concerned about her constant pacing and her turnout, and additional concerns included that Arowyn had become difficult to work with on her back feet, to the point that she had to be tranquilized. But now she no longer needs to be sedated in order to have that done. We start all our sessions with the use of Equine Trigger Point Therapy, which allows us to initially locate tight, soft tissue areas and then allows the horse to release their retained tension and stress. So what is Equine Trigger Point Therapy and how does it work? Equine Trigger Point Therapy concentrates on localized spots within the soft tissues, and they can vary in size from that of a pea to a much larger lump. They can be very tender to touch, so tender in fact that the horse may jump away from us even with the slightest amount of pressure. That's why we always start with the least amount of pressure and apply more only if it's needed. Next to consider is how long a trigger point needs to have pressure applied to it, and we do so until we get a direct indication from the horse. The responses that we are watching and waiting for do cover a wide variety of movements and actions, such as licking and chewing, eye movement, body flexing, even specific or total body movements are just to name a few. Throughout this video, you will see Arowyn continually blinking her eyes, as well as licking and chewing. She's also twisting her head from side to side and even dropping her head down towards the ground. In fact, any type of body movement is a precursor to the start of a release of stress and or tension within the area that's being worked with. And there are times that we get a secondary reaction to working with a specific trigger point, and in this case it really does show up. And what I'm referring to is how Arowyn is lifting and flexing her right front foot. This is not any type of threatening action. It is, in fact, just the opposite. This is another form of release coming directly from the right front shoulder. Even the chewing of the lead line can also be taken as a precursor to a release of stress or tension, and that she might even need a break. You may also notice that we do give the mare a break from time to time so that she can complete the releasing process and be able to fully relax before moving on to the next trigger point. Also, by giving her this break, it will allow her the time to start to consider and think about what's just happened. Now at this point, you'll see the integration of equine low-level light technology enhancing the results received from equine trigger point therapy by stimulating blood flow to the area that's being worked with. Equine low-level light technology has been proven not only to increase blood flow to the area where it's applied, but it's the increased blood flow that helps support the horse's innate healing process and aid in pain relief. Equine low-level light technology is a natural therapy that has started to gain extensive acceptance in both the alternative and conventional medical fields for both humans and animals. It's a protocol that works by promoting your companion animal's immune responses by using a safe, non-invasive, painless beam of light at a designated wavelength. Now, combining the use of equine trigger point therapy and equine low-level light technology, it creates a unique combination that allows the horse to receive a much greater relief from stress and tension by integrating the increased blood flow to the specific area, and at the same time the pressure that's applied to the trigger point concentrates the demand for healing process twofold. And by concentrating the healing power of both therapies in one specific point, we found that the reaction time to be able to receive an indicator of release is not only quicker to surface, but it's also greater in intensity, thus allowing the release of stress and tension to be addressed in a much more relaxed atmosphere for the horse. Now again, we're giving Arowyn the time to relax and bring her head around to her shoulder during this break. And one of the more important points that whenever it's done to one side, the exact same actions need to be done to the other side as well. And if there's no release indicated, then we move on to the next trigger point. We're there to look for the reaction. We don't force an answer. We simply ask if there's any particular area that's having a problem. Now we're constantly working on other questions and topics as they come up. Stay on top of all that we're doing by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to like our Facebook page. Until next time, this is Bob Bird again at New Wave Therapy saying thanks for coming by.